What's going on, everyone? How you doing today? My name is Nick Metcalf, and this is the American Power Hour. I'm joined here by the greatest co-host in streaming history. We have Mackenzie. She has her little toy. She got her toy going today. Today's Wednesday, January 21st. We are well into the new year here. How's everyone doing today? I do apologize. I missed. What's up, Zeke Weave? How you doing? How are you? I just got back from Florida. I did a little trip to Florida. Went down, saw my parents, and got a lot of work done. Got a lot of food reviews done in the Daytona-ish, Port Orange-ish, New Smyrna Beach-ish, Jacksonville-ish area. So very excited to release those out. I took a few days off. I took a few days off from posting, which I haven't done in, I think, since I started. So it's really been a haul. It's been a grind. So I took, I think, 3 days off of posting, and it was great. It was a great little reset. Sometimes you just need a little reset. Today I have the Wingstop, the new hot honey flavors from Wingstop. There's 3 of them. There's 3 new flavors from Wingstop. That's hot honey. What's up, Ravioli? How you doing today? The 3 new flavors from Wingstop, one is a hot honey sriracha, one is a hot honey rub, and then I forgot what the other one was. Oh, does it say on there? Yep, hot honey garlic. So we have hot honey garlic, hot honey rub, and hot honey sriracha. What's up, Grim Jong-un? How we doing today? Nice little hump day we have here today. There's some crazy weather heading this way. Like, I'm talking like potentially feet of snow in North Carolina, which is like unheard of. Like, hasn't happened before, and that's what they're predicting as of right now, at least. Subject to change, of course. That's how the weather works. I'll show you guys real quick. I also got these are the Voodoo French fries. I believe that there's their Voodoo seasoning on there, which is like a Cajun type of seasoning. There's also some ranch and cheese sauce. I do believe, man, my mouth is starting to water here. Starting to get the waterworks going. I just got a little workout in back there. A little back and bias. A little pull day. I'll show you guys the, I believe these are the hot honey garlic flavor. They look pretty good. They look pretty damn good. And then these here, oh man, I got 15 chicken tenders here, 5 of each flavor. Here's the hot honey rub you can see on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side is the hot honey sriracha, I believe. So we're going to be getting into this stuff today here. Do a little review action. We'll start off with some fries. Voodoo fries, good AF, said Grim Jong-un. Yeah, I'm excited to dive into it. So I got 3 sauces here as well. What is that, a hair in there? It's all right, we got it out. All right, so we have our ranch. We have ranch here. Let me ask you guys this in the chat. What's the best dipping sauce? Here's the ranch. We got a blue cheese and also a honey mustard for the tenders. What's the best item to get at Wingstop? When you go to Wingstop, what do you normally get? Do you normally get the regular bone-in wings? Do you get the boneless wings? Do you go tenders? So many options. And they have all these flavors. They have, what, like 10 different flavors you can get? Pretty awesome. Start off here with some French fry action. Maybe we'll give the first bite to Mackenzie because she deserves it. Switch to the Kenzie cam here. I just had to get the cheese off there. I don't want her eating the cheese. You ready? Bro. That was a brutal attempt. You didn't even attempt to catch that. Grim Jong-un said it's Wingstop, not Tenderstop. I go for the bone-in with ranch. It was funny, I was just talking to my dad the other day. You know, we're from Buffalo, New York. And he was like, man, the bone-in wings at Wingstop suck. And I was like, listen, for people like us who grew up, I popped out of the womb and I was eating like the best wings on planet Earth, you know? So when I go to a place like Wingstop or I go to a place like Buffalo Wild Wings, for me to get bone-in wings, it's always gonna be like, man, I wish these were like real like in Buffalo, you know, but it's never gonna be that, and that's okay. You know, you do the best you can. These are the voodoo fries here. A little bit of ranch, a little bit of cheese, and some Cajun seasoning, and they're pretty damn tasty. If you guys didn't know, Wingstop does fresh cut fries. A little sloppy. But man, I could crush these right now. I could crush all these right now. Holy crap, I didn't realize how hungry I was. A little spicy. It's a little spicy with that Cajun seasoning. You're getting the kick. Ooh, you're getting the kick. I got a water right here. Man. A little bit of creaminess from that ranch. And it's just a solid, you know, when you're doing fresh cut fries, it's just a nice, usually girthy. It's girthy on the inside, dude. It's thick, right? You do frozen fries, and it's typically like a lighter, you know, crispier. But man, a fresh cut French fry, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Michael Hartson, what's up, Michael? Michael Hartson in the chat says, looks good. It is good. It is damn good, man. Those voodoo fries from, I'll do a little rating. The voodoo fries, overall score. Overall score on the voodoo fries, man. Let's go. We'll go 8.7 out of 10. They're delicious. They're delightful. And like I said, it's a fresh cut fry. You can't beat that. Let's try out the first tender we have here. This is the honey garlic. Excuse me. This is the, I'll show you guys a little close up. Honey garlic tenders from Wingstop. Let's try them out. We have the 3 sauces going here. I'll try to back it up a little bit so you guys can see. Honey mustard, blue cheese, ranch. Sometimes getting blue cheese is also a little suspect for me. The blue cheese in Buffalo is just, it's like a chunky blue cheese, and a lot of places do a soupy, watery, almost like a salad dressing-esque blue cheese. And it's just not the same. It's just not the same. So we're going to dive into these here. Hot honey garlic. I love garlic. I love hot honey. I should have gotten a fork. You're getting the honey off the rip. Solid quality white meat in there. A little spicy. You're getting the hot that's in the hot honey. You're getting the sweetness as well. And the garlic in there It's almost like a Chinese type vibe, like a Chinese food type vibe. Garlic action. Oh. Grim Jong-un said, now slurp in the mic like the TikTokers. Dude, those noises piss me off every time. When people like click the food with their fingernails too. I think it's like a thing. I think there's certain type of people in this world and they have a thing in their brain, and then people who watch and enjoy that type of stuff also have a thing in their brain. For me, I don't have that thing in my brain, and my brain is like, stop that right now. It's just like it's something about it. What is it? Misophonia? Said Grim Jong-un. Is that what it's called? Misophonia? It's just annoying to me. It's just like a annoying, unnecessary added noise to me, at least. This is the ranch. We'll try it in the ranch first. It's probably going to be the best in the ranch if I had to guess. A little dunk, dunk, dunk. Who did it first, dude? Was it Luke Foods or was it Wayne Dang? Because I'm pretty sure one of them did it first, and then the other one did dip, dip, dip. Does anybody know in the chat? Dunk, dunk. One of them said dunk, 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 and then the other one said dip, dip, dip. Michael Hartson said, I'm still waiting for the smell-o-vision. That'd be amazing for this right now. Imagine if you guys had smell-o-vision. Grim Jong-un said, I don't mind the noises. For me, it's the utensil biters. Yeah, see, for me, an accidental utensil bite, like an accidental thing, is different than a purposely clicking and clacking noise that's made on purpose. Fire. The chicken in there, it's a quality. It's a quality chicken tender. A little crisp on the outside. You're getting hit with the heat. You're getting hit with the sweetness from the honey. A little bit of garlic. A little bit of garlic as well. And then the ranch to cool it all down. I'll try it in the blue cheese just for shits and giggles. I don't know if I like Wingstop blue cheese. Looks quite thin, but we'll give it a shot. Not as bad as some other places. Blue cheese. Quite interesting. Let's move on to the next flavor here. Overall score on the garlic hot honey rub. I believe that these three are brand new. They might have had like the hot honey rub before, but these other ones are new. Overall score on the garlic hot honey. Let's go. Man, let's go 8.5 out of 10. Just really solid. Wingstop is typically, in my experience, just a solid spot. So these are the other two flavors we have here. Hot honey rub on the right-hand side. I'm sorry, the left. Hot honey rub on the left-hand side, and then on the right you have the hot honey sriracha. Hot honey sriracha. All right, so let's do the hot honey rub next. The hot honey rub. Are you guys over the hot honey craze? Some people say it's like a fad. It's like a trend, if you will, in food. I kind of like it. Hot, you got the spicy, you got the sweet. Here's a little close-up of the dang-a-lang here. Is it focusing? All right, there we go. Looking like it has some nice ridges, ethics, and morals. Hey, man. You do get more crunch. You do get more crunch with the dry rub because the sauce isn't sogging it up, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit more plain, a little salty, getting a little bit of saltiness. Let's try this one in the honey mustard. Did my chair shrink down? I feel like normally I'm up higher a little bit. Fire. Wow. Hey, man. Is there a single other restaurant out there that has better tenders? Who has better tenders and boneless wings than Wingstop? I can't think of anyone. Maybe you could throw like Buffalo Wild Wings in there, but man, I don't know if they can compete. Let's try it in the blue cheese next here. Still a little spicy from that first one. It was way better in the honey mustard. It needs that little dash of sweetness, I think. Let's try it in the ranch. It was the best in the honey mustard, in my opinion. As if I ever really have to say that. Everything is in my opinion. What do we have on the news schedule today? Tenderism. Have you guys seen that restaurant? Tenderism. Been like blowing up all over social media. I'll never forget. It was it wasn't even that long ago. It was November. I had a buddy who sent me this restaurant called Tenderism on Instagram. It's where the black guy, the old black guy, Unk, I think they call him Unk, picks up the barbecue rib. Meat falls right off the bone. Michael Harshen said, yes, the guy who cuts the meats. Yes, exactly. So when my friend sent me that clip, and my friend was like, dude, you got to go check this place out. Like, look at the meat. The guy picks up the bone, and the meat just completely falls off of it. Let me see if I have the video here, just in case you guys haven't seen it yet. I think I do. Yeah, I do. I'll pull up the video for you guys real quick. Here is... So, Unk, a.k.a. the guy who was doing all the videos, that was in all the videos, you'll see him here in this video. And I'll just play the video for you guys real quick. And then we'll get back to it. I don't think that there's audio coming through the webcam, but I'll just hold my microphone up to the TV so you guys can hear it. All right.
People thought the worst part was that Unk wasn't the restaurant owner. It wasn't. The real outrage is that the term tenderism was trademarked by the restaurant owner. What we are witnessing is an old black man being used as a mascot for another man, white man's restaurant. And let's be honest, after seeing all those viral videos of the meat falling off the bone, anybody would want to try it. It was tenderism that made this restaurant explode online. People come to see him. Keith Lee came to see him. The viral fame, the business, the buzz that came from Unk, not the owner. But when Keith tried to leave a $4,000 tip, security stopped him, saying Unk was too busy. What made people even angrier was the owner's response afterward.
If I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done.
The way the owner speaks and Unk's energy just makes the whole thing feel uncomfortable. And ever since then, the owner has been showing up in every tenderism video. Now, the restaurant is getting canceled, with people saying the owner mistreated Unk and he doesn't get paid for all the popularity he's brought to the place. What's your take on all of this?
So yeah, obviously that was the that was a video kind of telling you what happened with the whole situation. Um, my friend sent me the original videos of Unk, picking up the bone and the meat falls right off, and I go, dude, that's not supposed to happen like that. And their whole thing is like tenderism or something. Um, I tell my friend, I'm like, dude, if the meat falls right off the bone like that, it's most likely overcooked, or they're cutting the meat. As Michael Hartson already said in the chat here, the guy who cuts the meat. Yep. So basically, in order to do those viral videos where they pick up the bone and the meat just falls right off, and they go, "Oh my god, it's so tender." They cut the meat on the backside of the bone before doing the video. Those are the only two ways to have meat that falls off the bone like that is if A, it's really overcooked and it just falls apart and disintegrates into a dust, or B, you cut the backside of the rib. And they were cutting the backside of the rib, dude. So people are upset. Keith Lee, a food reviewer, probably one of the biggest food, I would say the biggest food reviewer on social media, went and reviewed this place because of all the buzz, that's been going on. And you saw Keith Lee in that video kind of like shaking the meat, and Keith Lee was shaking his meat, and the meat wasn't coming off the bone. So, I think he still said it was good though. I don't know. I didn't see all of Keith Lee's video, but I'm pretty sure he said it was good. And then, like they said in that video, Keith Lee went back in to try to give Unk a tip. It turns out Unk isn't like the owner or anything, and it turns out that the owner of the restaurant is a white guy who seems to be, people are upset because it seems like the restaurant owner is using this black man to get the marketing out there, because at the end of the day, this is all marketing. This is just a marketing tactic. When people say like black-owned restaurant, that is a marketing tactic. It's tied to identity, which is tied to emotion. And this seems to be a marketing tactic to play off of that. They never said it was a black-owned restaurant, but they positioned this man as if he was the head of the house, the man, the owner. They positioned him as if it was a black-owned restaurant. And it turns out it's not. So there's a lot of people who are upset about that. I don't really, have much of an opinion on the marketing tactics. I think, people that are upset about it were upset about it because it seems like they're using a black man, right, for their marketing. And it's kind of similar to like a black-owned restaurant marketing tactic. Again, it's tied to identity, which is tied to emotion, and you're able to pull on the heartstrings of people who identify with that similar thing. And then it turns out, if you find out that that person isn't actually the identity of the restaurant and it's a front, then those people will become very upset. But I knew this the moment I saw the video. The first time I saw one of these videos, I was like, this is a sham. This is a fake. This is a marketing tactic. Because I could tell by the food. I was like, the food doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like it's real. And it turns out it wasn't real. They cut the meat on the back end, and it turns out they're also doing other things to market their business that seem a little shady. Grim Jong-un said, I love a little meat shaking. Who doesn't, dude? Who doesn't? All right, let's get into, sorry, got a little sidetracked there. Let's get into these. Which one are these? These are the sriracha. Little sriracha, dude. Sriracha, hot honey. They look really good. They look super, they look sticky. Look how sticky this meat is, dude. Oh. Grim Jong-un said, I personally avoid anything that a lot of influencers go to. It's paid advertisements. Exactly, Grim Jong-un. I mainly do the same thing. A lot of people say like, "Oh, you got to go to these viral places here," and I'm normally like, "Nah, I'll leave that. I'll leave that for the others." Kim Jong Un said, especially if it's recently opened. Yep, exactly. That's the first thing that happens when you gain traction. First thing that happens when you gain traction in the food space, all of a sudden you start getting a million different emails or messages from restaurants saying, "Hey, come in, we'll give you free food," and you could post a video. And most influencers think like, "Oh my gosh, free food, that sounds amazing. And I get paid money for the views on the video. I can make money and get free food," not thinking about the viewer, which is the only reason why you're in that position in the first place, is because of the viewer. And when you get the free food, it creates a bias, which then all of a sudden people watching become less important. So this right here is the hot honey sriracha. Okay. This one's not as spicy as the hot honey garlic. Has like a little bit of heat. Michael Hartson said, "I'm curious what else people will resort to in future to stand out. Meat cutting as an example." Yeah, it'll probably only get worse. I think about a lot of commentators in this space, a lot of like streamers and whatnot. If you look at who's big in the streaming world, it's people that do ridiculous, like stupid stuff. You look at some of the biggest streamers out there, and they're saying like heinous things just to be able to get people's attention. People are so desperate for attention nowadays that they will literally like cut the back of a bone and hold up the bone and pretend that the meat just fell off the bone for views. It's a sham. It's fake. Texas Holden 316 said Wingstop never changes the oil in the fryers. Gross. When you say never, do you mean actually never? Or is it just like once a day? I used to work at Five Guys, and we would change the oil all the time. It was always a pain in the ass, though. You had to do it at like a slow time, We'll try this one in the ranch now. Pretty good. Pretty good in the ranch. Texas Holden said, "Brother, it's a worst." Damn, did you work at Wingstop? Do we have a ex-Wingstop employee? Maybe even current. Let's try the sriracha one and the blue cheese now. Both are very creamy. The blue cheese for me, it doesn't have that punch. It doesn't have that bite to it. Sometimes you get blue cheese in Buffalo. You take a bite and it bites back. This type of blue cheese it's more like a salad dressing. Kim Jong Un said that's the best part. Authentic American fast food experience. That's funny. just like old ass oil. All right, let's try the sriracha and the honey mustard. That sounds diabolical. It sounds gross, but we're going to try it. The sriracha is my least favorite out of these. We went 8.5, I think, on the honey garlic. We'll go 8.2 on the hot honey rub. And then on the sriracha hot honey, we'll go 8 flat. It has good flavor to it. Has a little bit of that heat that you're looking for. Ooh, man. That's a pretty damn good lunch here on the American Power Hour. Excuse me. I should have got more water. There's a major snowstorm coming here, guys. I don't know what to do. I'm in a house that I'm renting. And I don't know if, like, the county that I'm living in, it's like the Charlotte-ish area. Are they going to come plow the roads? Do they have plows here? Do they have, like, ice trucks here? I have no idea how this works. Uh-oh. What do we got here? Someone's being inquisitive about the Kenji cam. No, said Texas Holden. Dude, I don't know what to do. I don't, like, do I go buy a generator? I was thinking about getting, like, a small generator that could, like, power the refrigerator, you know? But, like, I would have to go out and I would just have to go buy one. Because I was thinking about getting one on Amazon. I was like, I'll just buy one on Amazon real quick. Turns out they were electric generators that you had to, like, plug in. Like, dude, what's the point of that? What's the point of having a plug-in generator? The one was like sun-powered. It was like a sun-powered generator. How much sun am I going to need to power a refrigerator, dude? And if it's snowing, it's not going to be sunny out. It's going to be cloudy. Some of these generators, I'm like, man, they sound good, but when you think about the practicality of them, it's like, I don't think you can get around, having a real generator, gas-powered. Texas Holden said, people around this area don't know how to deal with snow, but we are only getting a dusting. Is that, you're in Texas, I'm assuming? Texas Holden? Or you just like Texas Hold'em. A little bit of poker action. So yeah, I heard that I'm in Charlotte, said Texas Holden. Okay, so we're only getting a dusting? Did it change recently? Because as of last night, I thought it was going to be like a foot of snow or something. Maybe it changed, though. That'd be good. Just like an ice storm or something. Man. Yeah, so the Buffalo Bills fired their head coach. The Buffalo Bills fired Sean McDermott. He's out at head coach for the Bills. Sean McDermott has led to the Bills to the playoff like basically every single year. But we haven't done anything in the playoffs, ever. It's been like 8 years straight of just losing in the playoffs. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that firing, as long as you bring in somebody good. Your answer needs to be better than the guy that you recently had. Michael Harden said, I moved to Dallas for work, so this will be my first ice/snow situation. Hopefully all good. Man, it's going to be heavy in Dallas? Yeah, Dallas is a bit more north in Texas. I saw like the northern part of Texas. It's coming across, the top of like Georgia, like South Carolina. They're saying it's going to be this huge thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Half the time it's not. Half the time they just like hype this shit up because they need like clicks and views. Like, it's going to be the worst storm of the century. And things close for like 3 days. And there's just like, it'll just be like 10 degrees out with like some ice on the road. Which is like an average Tuesday in Buffalo. Let's see here. What else do we have as far as news goes? Do you guys see the protesters that attacked a church? There was people were in church, and there were anti-ICE protesters who stormed into the church, not led by Don Lemons, but like, Don Lemons was there egging it on. Let's see if I can get the video real quick. Kind of gross. Kind of a gross video here. But we'll play it real quick. All right, These are anti-ICE protesters. And in my opinion, it seems like there's probably better places to do this at. This seems like it's almost kind of illegal. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that people that are in a church are protected by the FACE Act. I believe that's what it's called. Freedom of access to clinic entrances, which also covers places of worship. So I'm pretty sure this is illegal, which, no good. So here we go. Let's play the video. I'll hold my microphone up. Look at this poor child being terrorized by these people. This child is crying, dude. This is a traumatic moment for this child. This child will never forget this moment.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit, is a preacher. Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No. Jesus would die and into it. No, touch me. Touch me again and see what happens. You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see?
All right, dude. I'm going to stop playing that before I throw up. Wow. Wow, was that difficult to watch or what? Oh God. Listen, I've been in a church once or twice. I'm not, a religious person. I need to look more into it for sure. I'm very interested in it. I just wasn't raised like that. But man, do I have sympathy for those people sitting in church. Like, I understand that people want to protest ICE, and I get that, and they feel very emotional about wanting to protest the ICE. But dude, this was called Operation Pull Up. That's what this breaking into a church was called, Operation Pull Up, because they give no warning and they literally pull up and just go into, and it's like, dude, leave those people alone. We saw the children in there crying. Texas Holden said, morons. Yeah. Grim Jong-un said, I'm not religious, but it's kind of self-explanatory that you don't touch places of worship. Exactly. That's kind of where I sit on this. Is like, dude, if you want to protest, don't storm into a church and make children cry and terrorize these innocent people that are just sitting there trying to practice their religion, Just a gross video. What's up, Christy? Christy is in the chat. How you doing today, Christy? Texas Holden said that wouldn't happen in the South. Yeah. I don't think that would have went down the way it did. That was, I believe, that was in Minneapolis that we just watched. That was in Minneapolis. And here's another little tidbit here. The other day I talked about how some of these people that are protesting are getting paid money, you know? And I was like, dude, get your bag. Get your bag. If you're out there protesting, you might as well get paid to do it, right? Like if you're out there on the sidewalk with your sign and you're standing up for what you believe in, you can either do that and not get paid or do that and get money. Here we have a post from the New York Post. Woke George Soros-backed prosecutors staffer was part of a anti-ICE mob that stormed the church. This guy right here, apparently. Woke George Soros-backed prosecutors staffer was part of an anti-ICE mob that stormed the church that day. So we have that. You know, we do have paid protesters. That's why I make the joke where it's like, dude, if you're gonna protest, get some moolah out of it. You know what I mean? Let's bring up one last video here real quick of Don Lemons telling someone, we live in a movie, bro. Yes, exactly. It is a movie for sure. This is the last video I have here on this subject, and then we'll move on. This right here is Don Lemons telling people that it's not a crime to come into the country illegally. You guys have this here, right? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, here we go.
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. It's a misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that
We don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals. And now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going. So misdemeanor is not
It's
a
not a
crime?
criminal act, no. If you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a
Why
criminal
get
act.
charged at all then? If it's not a criminal act.
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No,
It's just
we
a
have
different level.
different levels of. No, I shouldn't say crime, but it's not. It's not a crime. You're not breaking the law. I mean, you are breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act.
It's
No,
a law, but it's
you're not breaking the
a
law.
crime.
No,
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
that's not a criminal act. Well, no, if you're speeding, is a misdemeanor.
It's a misdemeanor.
Right.
So still breaking the law.
Okay, but if you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics. But what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What is it? The law that what?
Is it a law to come
Is
over
there a
legally?
law?
Is there a law?
There are rules that processes that you should follow. Yeah, so you're breaking rules. You're breaking the rules, but you're not necessarily breaking a law.
So what happens if you break the rules?
Then you suffer the consequences. But the consequences should not. Look, no one is saying no one should suffer the consequences. You guys are getting things mixed up.
That is hilarious, dude. At the end of that clip, when Don Lemons says, you guys are getting things mixed up, that is comedy. That is straight comedy, dude. This is Don Lemons, the guy who got canned from CNN. Don Lemons is one of the most heinous reporters that's out there. He got canned from CNN, and then he became a reporter for X, formerly known as Twitter. And Elon Musk gave him the time of day. He said, sure, I'll do an interview with you, Don Lemons. Sure, I'll do an interview with you. And Don Lemons sets up this gotcha interview where Don Lemons is asking Elon Musk, like, so what kind of drugs does your doctor prescribe you? And Elon Musk is like, dude, what are you talking about? He was basically like, I'm your boss. And then Don Lemons got fired from X. And now Don Lemons is hanging out with anti-ICE protesters that are storming into churches under the Operation Pull Up. Don Lemons. Embarrassing, dude. Genuinely, I don't know how anyone can sit there and say that people that illegally crossed the border didn't do anything illegal. It's like a complete contradiction. And the majority of people know this. The majority of people, I was talking to my mom about this show that I do. My mom was kind of like, and I'm kind of like, I'm in the middle of a lot of these things. I'm not really extreme on either side. And I was telling my mom, I'm like, I think like the silent majority would probably enjoy listening to this stuff because I kind of just sit in the middle. And that's where the majority of people in America sit, is in the middle. Might lean slightly one way, might lean slightly the other, but at the end of the day, the majority of people can come together on the majority of topics. And somebody like Don Lemons does not represent even the people who lean slightly left. That's why he was canned from CNN. CNN knew, like, dude, this guy is all the way over to the left. He's telling people how they should think about people coming into our country illegally. He's like, no, they're not illegal. He's like, and then he tells the guy that they're arguing semantics. It's like, dude, no, you're arguing semantics. How do you not see what you're doing, man? The lack of self-awareness is incredible. And then, like I said, Don Lemons was the one who went into the church with all those anti-ICE protesters. It's like, how'd you get there? If it's Operation Pull Up and there's zero alerts or posts that go out telling people what they're doing that day and where they're going to be, Don Lemons, how'd you know where they were going to be? It seems like he had communication with Operation Pull Up people and had foregone knowledge that there was going to be an illegal action taking place that day. So it seems like Don Lemons is in a world of hurt right now. He has his microphone with the DL on there, the Don Lemons. It's the Don Lemons show. He's out in the streets of Minneapolis. That's crazy, dude. That is, man, some of these videos are just, makes me shake my head a little bit. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the Heil Hitler video that was going on in Florida, in Miami. That was where that clavicular fella, Nick Fuentes, the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan Tate, and Myron from Fresh and Fit. I think the pudgy one was there as well. I forgot his name. Man, that other guy is kind of a jokester. They're all jokesters. But the Fresh and Fit crew, there's like Myron, like the main guy, and then there's the other guy. I don't know who his name is. I don't know who he is. But he makes me laugh when he talks, dude. He's a goofy fella. They were in a nightclub in Miami, and they put on a song called Hail Hitler by Kanye West. And it's most certainly can be seen as hate speech, saying Hail Hitler, you know. Michael Hartson said they supposedly got banned by the owner. Yeah, apparently the ADL spoke out about it. I think I have that video here. Let me see if I have that one here. It's not like a crazy video. It's just them. I don't even think I have the video here. No, I don't. It's literally just a video, excuse me, of, like I said, those people, the Tate brothers, the Fresh and Fit, Nick Fuentes, and Clavicular, who we've covered before. They were in a nightclub. They played, and there was the song playing in the club, Hail Hitler. And Miami is a very, very Jewish area. A lot of Jewish folk live in the Miami area. And so a lot of people were very, very, very upset with that. And I think even Kanye West has come out. There's rumors that Kanye West has come out, the creator of the song Hail Hitler. He's come out and said, hey, I'm trying to make amends here. You know, maybe we don't have to promote the song. And this ties all back to the marketing angle when we were talking about tenderism. Is it tendernism? Because that guy in the TikTok was saying tendernism. It doesn't sound right. It sounds like it's supposed to be tenderism. But yeah, the Hail Hitler thing, it's just like a shock and awe marketing tactic. I don't think that these people are actually anti-Semitic. It doesn't seem like they are. It seems like a lot of them actually have. Christy said, "Did I miss a tenderism discussion?" Yes. We talked about tenderism. We played a video as well. Everything. If you guys ever miss any parts of the American Power Hour, it's posted on the American Power Hour YouTube. It's posted on the Facebook, and it's posted on the Rumble. So if you ever miss anything, head over to those accounts. Throw your boy a follow or subscribe if it's YouTube. And that's how you can catch up on the full shows. But yeah, so a lot of these guys, I don't think they're actually anti-Semitic. I think that they're doing this crazy, wild, shock and awe type of marketing in order to get clicks, in order to get views. Because like I said at the beginning of the show, a lot of these streamers, they have to. It's like they're desperate for views. And so they say the most outrageous, outlandish, craziest thing that they can think of. And that's what Kanye did with the song Hail Hitler. He's, putting it out there as the most insane thing that he could think of that would potentially, there's not many other things that would go that far, right? Hitler was one of the most heinous people in history, killed millions and millions and millions of people, especially Jewish people. And it's strange. I don't think Hitler liked gay people, so I don't know why Nick Fuentes puts Hitler on a pedestal when I don't think Hitler would even like Nick Fuentes. Doesn't really seem to make much sense. But like I said, the Hail Hitler thing, it's gross. It's unnecessary. We get it. It's kind of childish. You're being a little edgy, As far as being banned from everything ever, that seems to be a step a little bit too far. But if the ADL comes out and they have a problem with it and they label it as hate speech, then you're going to have to face the repercussions. A lot of the arguments are, they're labeling it as hate speech, this Hail Hitler song, which it is, that basically is hate speech, saying Hail Hitler, this person who exterminated millions of Jews. That I would put that in the category of hate speech. And they say, you can have rap songs about, doing drugs and black people killing black people and all that's okay, but saying Hail Hitler isn't okay. It's one is literally hate speech, and then the other one's rappers talking about doing drugs or gang banging or whatever it may be. That's not really hate speech. It's more just degeneracy. And you can rap about degeneracy. You'll probably be promoted if you talk about degeneracy. Clavicular is not a rapper. He's a streamer, but he's a degenerate, and he's promoted because he's a degenerate. Influences the youth to do drugs, influences the youth to bone smash themselves in the face, right? I almost just cramped so bad. Ooh, I need a banana, dude. I need some potassium or something. Dude, oh shit. That was weird. My hand just curled up. Holy crap. But yeah, the Hail Hitler thing was an international news story. Kind of wild, kind of crazy. I don't think I have any other major stories here. I'm mainly just a little concerned with the ice that's going to be coming. Not the other ice. I'm talking about the actual, cold weather precipitation type of ice with the snow. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I was like, damn, I might have to like work from home or something the next few days here. Might have to stay home, might have to work out from home the next few days here. Christy said, I am also quite concerned. Is the storm going up that high? Is it going up as high as that? I know like the entire middle of the U.S. is really screwed. Michael Harton said magnesium glycinate helps me when my muscles almost pull, for future reference. Thank you, Michael, dude. I've heard good things about that. And you just take like a little chewable or something? It's expanded, said Christy. I wonder if the storm expanding, if maybe it's not as concentrated and powerful. That's what I'm hoping for, maybe. Maybe it could just keep expanding and expanding, and then there'll be no precipitation. That would be ideal. I need some more food, dude. I need some more food. Man, I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. These voodoo fries are crazy. I just keep going back for more. We'll get Mackenzie a bite here. Ooh, that looks like a good fry. Just wanted to get the, they put sugar on their fries. In case nobody knew that, Wingstop puts sugar on their French fries. Raiden, how you doing today? Are you going to watch UFC this weekend? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'll be watching UFC this weekend. Who do you got winning? You got Patty the Batty? You got Sean O'Malley? Who's your picks to win? Let's check out the Kenzie cam here. Can you sit, buddy? Can you sit? Oh, good girl. Dude, you didn't... That's the second one today. You didn't even try to catch it. What, are you tired from your walk or something? You're crazy. We do our walking every morning. But yeah, UFC this weekend. Pretty cool. It's on Paramount Plus now. Paramount Plus instead of pay-per-view. I already had Paramount Plus. It's actually my dad's. There she is. What's up, Dave? How you doing today, ma'am? Christy said Michael and I started a nonprofit organization. That's awesome. What's it about? What's it all about, Christy? What's it called? Dude, those fries are so addicting. Because like I said, they put a little bit of sugar in there. That's how they keep you, it makes your mouth water. You have a couple fries and you're like, ooh, that's a little spicy. And then the sugar comes in. And all of a sudden the waterworks starts going. It cools your mouth down. And then it makes you start thinking, I need another hit. I just need another hit of that. Christy said it's specifically to help blue-collar workers with financial, mental health, and substance abuse struggles. That's awesome. The REP Foundation, REP is his grandfather's initials. That's super cool. That's awesome. And what was the, did you have any inspiration to start this up? Or motivation? A personal story or antidote? Is that the right word? Ooh. Man, I got some ground beef in the fridge. I made I like getting the 3-pack of ground beef from Walmart. They have the 93.7 3-pack. 3 pounds. Each one is 1 pound. Vacuum sealed. So if you don't use it by the expiration date, putting it in the freezer is easy squeezy. But they're going to expire in the next day or two. So I'm going to do tacos tonight. We did burgers last night. We'll do tacos tonight. And then we might do burgers again. But I have all these chicken tenders too, which is awesome. Super excited about this. Christy said his grandfather passed away in his 60s with a stroke, worked in steel mills up until he passed. That was a big motivator, but also seeing all the struggles blue collar men face. Yeah, that's a really honorable thing to do, Christy. Congratulations to you and Michael. That's really cool. You know, and are you going to be doing like are you going to be doing events and whatnot? Raiden said, Patty or Justin, who do I think is going to win for the main event? And who are you going for? Ooh, Patty, said Texas Holden. Yeah, it could go either way, man. Justin, Gaethje's kind of at the end of his. Seems like he's kind of at the end of the road. It could be like a passing of the torch type of moment, but at the same time, Patty really struggled against. Not struggled, but it took a lot for Patty to beat. Oh my gosh, what's his name? The guy who was training with David Goggins. That schizophrenic guy who just did like a boxing match, who looked great, by the way. He looked great in that boxing match. He was on like the undercard for the Andrew Tate fight like a month and a half ago. Ferguson? Tony Ferguson? Dude, yeah, Tony Ferguson. There it is. I had to claw it out of the back of my brain. But yeah, Patty, we'll see. Oh, the co-main. Yeah, so I'll go Patty the Batty. For the main event. And then the co-main, who's the co-main? It's like Jung Sung Hu or something? Kim Jong-un against Sean O'Malley, right? Is it Sean O'Malley? I hope Sean O'Malley can get a win. When was the last time Sean O'Malley won? Has it been years? It might have been years. Sean has to win this one, says Texas Holden. Yeah, I think it's been years since he won. Christy said, thank you. We're really excited for it. The website is already up, and we already have one application, but we won't begin processing requests until March. Got to get some fundraising going. That sounds awesome. That's very cool. The website is up. What is the website? What's the website? I'm guessing it has... I'm guessing it has rep somewhere in the website name. Texas Holden said hasn't won since the Sphere fight. The Sphere fight. Who even was it? Who was that against? The Sphere. I watched that. I watched that with my dad and my buddy Dom. That's my best man for my wedding. I just asked him the other day. My buddy Dom. He's the one who made The Chauffeur. The Chauffeur movie. Christy said repfoundation.org. That's awesome. That is awesome. So what's the goal? Do you have any, I know there's probably so many goals with it, but do you have any, short-term things you'd like to accomplish with the Rep Foundation? Marab, said Texas Holden. Holy shit. Wow. Marab. Did he beat Marab? Didn't he lose? Didn't he lose against Marab twice? I could have sworn he lost twice. Yeah, okay. Hasn't won. I don't remember the last time he won. It's been years. It was the main event. Yeah, dude. So that we got that going on this weekend. Christy said we want to get some partnerships going with some local clinics that have required yearly pro bono hours. That's awesome. That's a great idea. I didn't know that they do that, required yearly pro bono hours. Yeah, take advantage of that. 100%. That's very cool. I think starting locally is probably your best move. I got a buddy who's starting a clothing company, and he has like a very cool story, to go along with the clothing company, a lot of meaning to go along with it. And I told him, I was like, dude, start local. Start local, get the community involved, and then you can kind of grow it out from there. Yeah, that's probably the best way, is to just keep it local. Just over an hour here on the American Power Hour. Today was the first time I think I ever put a link in the Facebook post. Sometimes, like every once in a while, I'll tell people, hey, I'm going live on Twitch. Today was the first time I actually put the link there. So we did gain some followers today. Shout out to Todd. Shout out to Todd is a new follower. Shout out to Dave for the subscription. Shout out to Dave, man. Lazarus, new follower. Shout out to you, Christy. Shout out to Christy and Michael and the fam, dude. I like Kenny. Oh, like Kenny. Shout out to Kenny for the follow. Shout out to B squared. Yeah, Christy just dropped the custom emote there. The little emote with me and Luke. Shout out to Luke, man. Yeah, so today, like I said, January 21st, Wednesday. Christy said had to wait a whole month for a tier 2 subscription. Damn. Oh, because they make sure your 1 month one is up, and then that's pretty cool. Yeah, me and Mackenzie there with the cake. Man, that one says how old I am. I don't know if you could tell in the chat, but the cake reveals. Man, very cool stuff, this Twitch thing. My buddy Dom, I think, is going to try to get into Twitch as well. He's going to try to do some gaming thing, I think. He's getting like the PS5. I haven't had a PlayStation in a long time. But that'll be it for us today here. Wednesday, January 21st. I'll be back here on Friday. I'm excited to be back here Friday. And then we'll be here next week as well. I might have somewhere to go next Friday. Might be going to Savannah, Georgia, or somewhere like that. I don't know. I forgot. I got to check the calendar. Oh, there's a big version of it, Christy. Yep. That's me and Mackenzie. That's one of my favorite pictures of me and Mackenzie. That's so cool. Hey, 190 followers. Excuse me, almost 200 followers here on Twitch. That's a beautiful thing. The Facebook's going good. The YouTube's going good. I got to do a better job of making the shorts, the little clips from the show. So yeah, I got to get on that. But excited to be back here. Excited to be back home on the grind, editing videos after a few days of family time. Excited to be back at it. So I'm going to sign off here, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Mackenzie, you want to say goodbye? Goodbye. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Texas Holden, Christy, Michael, Raiden, Dave, Grim Jong-un, Ravioli, Zeke Weave. Thank you so much, guys and ladies. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you on Friday.